Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Steffy and Luna's feud reignites as former kidnapper scores release. The bold and the beautiful B&B. Spoilers reveal that Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McSinn's Wood, may have some bad news ahead of her. Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, clearly isn't giving up on the idea of a future with Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, but that can't happen if she remains behind bars. Of course, escaping is a possibility, but that wouldn't do Luna much good. Luna doesn't want some difficult life on the run where she's barely getting by. She wants to be living it up in the Spencer mansion with Bill doting on her. With that in mind, Luna may move forward with all the necessary steps to walk free. If Luna convinces Bill to support her legal defense, she might get off on temporary insanity sooner or later. Luna could ultimately score her freedom after fulfilling a psychiatric stint and fooling her doctors into thinking she's all better now. Bill might become Luna's defender and even let her live at the Spencer mansion again while she gets back on her feet. If Luna does end up getting released, you can bet Steffy is going to flip out. B&B fans certainly remember how Luna drugged Steffy and locked her in a cage. Steffy remembers too, and will have a lot to say about it if Luna indeed wiggles out of real legal consequences. If John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, hadn't found Steffy when he did, she could have perished just like Tom Starr, Clint Howard, and Paul Hollis W. Chambers. Steffy has every right to be afraid of what Luna might do next and want her to remain incarcerated forever. However, B&B does seem to be going somewhere with Luna's continued pursuit of Bill and desire to be a free woman again. If Luna pulls off her freedom goal, she may wind up having a rematch showdown with Steffy down the road. Steffy might put Luna on full blast and push her to relocate far away from Lay since no one wants her there. Luna may disagree and play up her lingering connection to Bill. Steffy certainly won't be drinking any tainted tea this time around, so she could put Luna on notice and warn that she'll regret it if she causes any more trouble. Our predictions hint that Steffy may eventually have reasons to be concerned about Luna and the threat she poses, so we'll pass along updates on any shockers that might be brewing. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Luna and Steffy's feud could reignite with some dramatic results, so stay tuned. The Forrester mansion buzzed with a tense, almost electric energy as news rippled through the walls. Steffy paced the floors, her steps echoing against the cool marble. She'd just gotten a tip from her contacts. Luna's former accomplice in the high-profile kidnapping, the very person who'd haunted Steffy's life not so long ago, was about to be released on a technicality. The threat felt all too real again, resurrecting memories that had once been buried. Steffy stopped pacing, her fingers clenched into tight fists. Ever since that fateful day, she had kept her family close, her defenses higher than ever. But this news wasn't just disturbing, it was maddening. It meant reliving everything she'd fought so hard to move past. The door creaked open, and in walked Luna, with an all-too-familiar look of defiance in her eyes. She had undoubtedly heard the same news. "What do you want, Luna?" Steffy asked, her voice icy but calm. Luna's lips curved into a slight smirk. "Just thought I'd pay a visit, as a courtesy." "A courtesy?" Steffy scoffed. "It's a little late for that." Luna stepped further into the room, folding her arms. Her expression shifted, losing its mockery as her eyes grew colder. "You think I don't know what's at stake here, Steffy? You think I want my past back in my life?" Steffy took a breath, suppressing the anger bubbling within her. "You don't get to pretend that we're in this together. I know your past, Luna, and I know what you're capable of. Don't act like you're as scared as I am. You helped orchestrate it." Luna's face hardened. "You have no idea what I went through. It was never about you, Steffy. I had my own reasons, my own demons. You just got caught in the crossfire." "Funny," Steffy retorted. That's exactly what kidnappers say to justify themselves. The tension between them was palpable, and each word felt like it could be the match to ignite an already volatile situation. Their mutual resentment was unspoken yet deep, shaped by shared history and bad blood. But as they stood there, it became clear that their feud wasn't just about the past. It was about power, who held it, who had lost it, and who would reclaim it in the wake of this threat. Luna was dangerous, and Steffy knew it. The last thing she wanted was for her family to be vulnerable to someone like Luna and her allies once more. Luna broke the silence. Her voice softened slightly but retained an edge. I came here because I wanted to offer you a truce. If we work together, we might be able to stop them from coming after us. Steffy raised an eyebrow. A truce? You think I trust you? Luna's eyes flickered with a hint of something. Fear, perhaps, but more likely anger. Whether you trust me or not doesn't matter. We're both in danger now. If my former accomplice wants revenge, they won't just come for me. They'll come for anyone associated with me, including you. Steffy's gaze narrowed, considering her words. There was a twisted logic to it. Luna's former accomplice was unpredictable, and revenge would be a powerful motivator. But Steffy couldn't forget the devastation Luna had once brought to her family. This isn't a team-up, Luna, Steffy replied, her tone measured but unyielding. If you think I'm going to let you back into our lives just because you're scared, think again. But if this person comes after my family, I won't hesitate to stop them. And if you get in my way, you'll regret it. Luna smirked again, her face a picture of defiance. Suit yourself. Just remember, you might be strong, Steffy, but you're not invincible. Even Forresters have weak spots. With that, she turned on her heel and walked out, leaving Steffy alone in the grand, echoing space. Later that night, Steffy sat by the fireplace, her mind racing with strategies. Ridge, her father, entered the room and instantly noticed the storm brewing within her. Steffy, he said gently, concern etched into his features. You're restless. What's going on? She looked at him, torn between confiding in him and shielding him from the chaos that was once again re-entering her life. But Ridge had always been her rock, and she knew she couldn't keep him in the dark. Luna's former accomplice is getting out, she said, her voice steady but filled with the weight of the revelation. Ridge's face darkened, his jaw tightening. Are you serious? After everything that happened? Apparently, there were some procedural errors in the investigation, Steffy explained, her voice dripping with frustration. Now he's getting a clean slate. But he's not the type to let go of grudges, and if he decides to come after us again... Ridge moved closer, placing a comforting hand on her shoulder. We'll protect our family. You're not alone in this. Steffy nodded, feeling a surge of strength from her father's support. She knew she'd need to be vigilant, to keep her guard up around Luna, to watch every shadow. But her family was her purpose, her anchor, and she would do anything to keep them safe. As she sat by the fire that night, Steffy could almost feel the weight of the battles to come. She would face them all, whether Luna was on her side or against her. The next day, Luna found herself staring out her apartment window, lost in thought. She hadn't expected Steffy to welcome her with open arms, but she couldn't help feeling that her former friend underestimated just how dangerous things could get. Steffy's defiance was admirable, yes, but also dangerously naive. Luna picked up her phone, scrolling through her contacts. She'd been lying to herself, thinking she could just walk away from her past. Now, with her former accomplice free, she had to make a choice. She could try to survive this alone or risk reaching out to the very people she once betrayed. But before she could second-guess herself, her phone buzzed. The number on the screen was one she hadn't seen in years. Her heart pounded, dread clawing at her stomach as she answered. Well, if it isn't the traitor, a deep voice sneered from the other end. Miss me? Don't flatter yourself, Luna replied, her voice colder than she felt. What do you want? A dark chuckle crackled over the line. You. And that pretty little Forrester princess you love to hate. I'm just getting started, Luna. You've both got something I want. The call ended, leaving Luna in stunned silence. She knew without a doubt that her past had come back to haunt her. Back at Forrester Creations, Steffy was reviewing security protocols, already putting measures in place. She knew she couldn't control Luna, couldn't prevent whatever personal vendettas might erupt. But Steffy could protect her family, and that was all that mattered. In the days that followed, Steffy and Luna moved like pieces on a chessboard, each step calculated. Their uneasy truce was fraught with tension, both of them wary of betrayal yet bound by a shared fear. Steffy knew that with Luna's former accomplice lurking, the stakes were higher than ever, and any misstep could bring her family's world crashing down. For now, all Steffy could do was wait, watching Luna closely, bracing herself for the inevitable storm that was coming.